Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Go Battle League and Great League with a spicy Pokemon. We're gonna use Breloom here as our closer, and if you didn't know, Pokemon Go initially back in 2018, 2019, somewhere between there, decided to give this Pokemon a new move back then, at least, the move Grass Knot, which is legacy up to this date. However, we're not gonna use that move. I have a couple of those Grass Knots, but I think that Seed Bomb is still gonna perform much better on it, and of course it is not legacy, so that you can try it out if you are a Spy Lord on yourself. So as you can see here, we also are gonna pair up this Pokemon with Jellicent, which is pretty good on the safe switch spot, but we're not gonna need a lot of those safe switches because Shadow Drapion up in front is still gonna do a lot of solid work even against bad lead scenarios. That's why I enjoy this team, and that's why I recommend to you. If you do not have a Breloom, I still think that Chestnut can be a neat replacement and sometimes a better option due to superpower, but still you're gonna see that Breloom is an absolute beast overall. So able to get here to the crunch after they undercharge the Hydro Cannon that we just got, and of course Dragonair will return to the battle. At this point we have nothing to fear and we can easily farm down with the following counters. Into the next battle now, trainers, and we're having Swampert up in front. So all we have to do here is to try to catch one Hydro Cannon to our Jellicent. Of course my opponent will expect that, and now we're gonna see the follow-up switch to that Sableye. So you can see here that we have a Nightmare lead followed up by a horrible switch, but hopefully here we can still grab at least a shield in the process and put that Sableye pretty low. All I want to do here is to flip around that very bad lead that we had with our Shadow Drapion, so that then we can have the upper hand against any Mad Boy with our Breloom. So now Swampert will return, reaching to their move pretty much immediately to the Hydro Cannon, and right after we can respond back at them with our Breloom. To my surprise here, they have a Charizard which happens to be a non-shadow one. They can survive on Aqua Tail, but on the counterpart of its actions it carries the move Dragon Breath. What is happening here? But anyways, we can definitely and totally gonna take advantage of that. They are gonna farm up a little bit more, which got me kinda scared to be fair, but still the resisted counters are gonna do so much damage at them, and of course we can wall down completely any Mad Boy in this meta, and we're just gonna one-shot down Swampert. Into the next battle now, trainers, and of course Azumarill is gonna struggle against poison types. However, we do not carry the move Sludge Bomb, which might be kind of a deal breaker for us. What I want to do here is to try and catch the next move on my Jellicent eventually, while in the process I can bait them with my Crunch being kinda of a Sludge Bomb, but my opponent will definitely switch out to that Leaky Tank, and after that first debuff I feel kinda comfortable in switching in there to my Glassy Fighter, and of course gonna farm down in the process. So whatever they throw here, we still have a nice moveset, and because that was not Azumarill on the typing up on the right, I decided to use Dynamic Punch, but that did not work that well because that final Pokemon ends up being a Psychic type as well on the face of Medicham, and they can have the upper hand on that move. So it doesn't matter at all, we can still have kinda the advantage here with our Jellicent remaining at the back, and of course whatever they throw at this point we can easily take it, while another play rough might be kinda troublesome. However, we still have the damage output from that Shadow Ball. They're kinda obliged in using their final shield, which is still pretty great for us, and now Shadow Drapion can easily come in and start farming down some crucial energy. By over farming just a bit here, we can throw the Crunch on the third bubble. Now they're gonna switch out, and of course another Crunch is imminent. I'm pretty sure they cannot reach to that play rough right on time, so we can easily farm down with those poison stings and we can take that victory. Into the next battle now, we're having a Gligar up in front, so we cannot catch a break, okay? Not only we have a Breloom on our team, but also pretty bad leads as you can see. So by staying in here, we can somehow guarantee that we can go ahead and get some shields in the process, but they can always one-shot us down with those digs, so we need to be extremely careful, and in the process, as you can see, they can easily tank at least one of my Aqua Tails, but not the second, and since we have here the upper hand on the energy gain. If we can collect that final dig on our shield, we can have the upper hand for sure. Now they will switch out to that Umbreon after having farmed up a little bit of extra energy on my Drapion, and of course here they're gonna throw another dark type move. You know what? This is absolutely fantastic because now we can get pretty low on HP so that they cannot farm a lot of energy, and at the same time we have a double seed bomb on whatever follows up. So they're gonna bring their Gligar into play and the Quagsire at the back. So obviously we do not have a double seed bomb once again, but only for the Umbreon and that Gligar, but it still is okay because whatever they throw here we can easily take it and absolutely reach to the finishing blow with a simple serve to grab the victory for this battle. So Breloom overall is not that bad, and I really think that you should take a shot on it because it is an underrated and a forgotten Pokemon overall. Just for that, a spicy Pokemon that can actually work. So now into the next battle, and we're facing a very bad lead against an Alola Sandslash with Shadow as well. So this Pokemon is pretty troublesome because of Drill Run can easily one-shot us down with ease, while those Powder Snows at the same time are not gonna be resisted unlike those Shadow Claws. On the plus side for them, of course, on the negative side for me, you're gonna see that we managed to bait with the Aqua Tail and they still took the move, which was kind of a big bummer, and right here they can still finish us off with Sile. So all I have to do at this point is to go in with Breloom, start farming down, but they want to aggressively switch out to their Deoxys. So that means that perhaps they have something like a double Psychic at the back, but only time will tell. I'm just hoping that there is not gonna be something like a Hypno, and otherwise we might actually have a chance, or even a Medicham. So at this point they still have that Psycho Boost to almost finish us off, and we can farm down just barely enough. Now Sandslash can return and hopefully we can still reach to the surf. Down goes the Sandslash, at the back lies Swampert, and of course now we can one-shot this Pokemon once again. Let's get that sweet victory, trainers, with Breloom as our pure closer. Into the next battle, and we're facing a Swampert up in front. As always, Swampert is a pretty bad Pokemon for our Drapion, so we need to switch out to our Jellicent, and of course we can catch here the move with the Hydro Cannon. Sableye now follows up, and once again we are in a kind of a pickle situation because we're having a nightmare lead, a horrible switch in, and of course now we're just gonna return into the battle with our Drapion. All we have to do is to rely on the fact that their third Pokemon might actually be weak to our fighting moves in total, and perhaps they can have a Steel type as well. I'm expecting a Red Seal to be fair, but as it seems for now they're gonna return into the battle with Swampert, which makes a lot of sense. A double crunch is imminent. I'm expecting the shield, but my opponent will not shield at all, and instead of them having the Metal Trash Can or even Bastiodon, Mr. Wallface, we're just gonna face a Razor Leafer and the worst of them all, that amazing Shadow Victory Bell, able to destroy us down with those fast attacks. Nevertheless, we're still gonna have a pretty nice battle, and now let's focus into the final one, because we're facing a Deoxys and finally we can somehow catch a break up against a Psychic type Pokemon. Are you kidding me? This whole video was absolutely a nightmare for our Shadow Drapion, and Shadow Drapion doesn't get a lot of bad leads, and we got a lot on this video. So let's see how this is gonna unfold, because as it seems my opponent is gonna get to a double Psycho Boost, and now we can follow the switch with our Breloom to their Umbreon, and we can definitely have the upper hand with those counters. As it seems once again my opponent here is definitely not gonna get to either a Last Resort or a Psychic, instead those foul plays, and I can easily predict those moves. So here comes now my Seed Bomb, and I have one more ready to go for whatever follows into the game. As it seems my opponent decides to go in with their Deoxys, sacrificing it for the greater good. At the back they have a Granbull, and they want to go definitely all in on this situation. So my Crunch here will most likely grab the shield against this very glassy Pokemon, and of course right after we can simply press that Shadow Ball to destroy down that bad boy, and we're gonna get that final victory for this video. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. I don't know what you're doing otherwise, and with that said, I have two videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.